Hello and welcome to Disguise the Surprise. Today I want to walk you through how to do some basic editing in Canva if you purchase an editable download, digital download. For example, this particular one that I've done for a basketball coach will show you a lot of the different techniques that you would need. So with that being said, we are going to start. I have the pro version, but most people might only have the free version. So a lot of the fonts and everything that you need in free are what I have in here. But so the first thing you're going to do is look at what you have on your templates. I give people 4 different templates, and I'll show you really quick. We have the basketball first, and the first one with the basic photo frame, and I have all the names straight. The second one is the same photo frame, but they're all curved, and I will show you how to do that after. The next one is with the photo frame with the border with straight and a border with curved. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is we are going to upload a photo. Whenever you see these clouds and mountains in Canva, that means it's a photo frame. So the first thing you're going to do is, now you have to get that free account if you don't have one. So you're going to go and log into Canva and open up a free account. Once this opens up in there, or say you've purchased this off Etsy or Shopify in a store, it's going to open it up to a page. The first thing we're going to do is come over here on our left. We're going to find uploads, this cloud, and you'll see that it opens this up. Come here to the purple area on the left, upload files, click it, and wherever you keep your picture that you want, I have mine just under the downloads, you're going to click on it, click open it, and now it's going to upload that photo into your Canva uploaded files. So I want to use this basketball photo, so I'm going to just click it and drag it in here. Now you can see it brought it right into the photo frame, which is great, but I have a lot of extra space up here. So if you want to edit the photo, you're going to double click it, and I can drag it up. If I want to make it larger or smaller, I can do that by grabbing one of the circles, and it just depends on the photo that you upload, how close up, how far back, how much leeway it's going to give you for all these different things. So this is the furthest up that it's going to go. So I am happy with that. I'm going to click outside of it, and now there's my photo for my team. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is where it says up in the text, my coach is probably not named Walter. That's the example. So I want to change it. If you click on this text box, you'll see that a purple line comes around it. It doesn't matter which one. That means it's whatever you have highlighted in purple, that's what it's going to edit at that moment. So if I want to change the Walter, I'm going to click, either highlight it, or I'm just going to click my cursor right at the end of the Walter. I'm going to backspace, and I'm going to type in, maybe it's Smith. Oh, I have my caps lock on. Hold on. Smith. Okay, there we go. So now my text is done for my coach. Now I want to come down here because my font for my school, the name is probably not Ladue Rams. Maybe it's the, I don't know, Weber Rams. So if I click on my text box again, if I just want to change the first word, put my cursor, click on it right behind the E, backspace, Weber. Okay, there you go. That could be done, but most likely it's not going to be Weber Rams. So if you have something, say, Hazelwood Pioneers, I'm going to show you. If I want to get rid of the Weber Rams, again, I can click in here. I can either highlight it by dragging it and just type Hazelwood Pioneers. Now you can see that it brought the 2024-2025 down to a next line because it didn't have enough space in here. I'm going to show you something a little bit later on changing the font size in just a second, but right now I have that if I outclick, but now it's obviously overlying in my picture. So the first thing I want to do is adjust the spacing between the two lines. So I'm going to click, I'm in my text box, I'm going to click on it. If I come up here to the top where the arrows and the 3 lines, if I click on that, I can change my letter spacing or my line spacing. So I'm going to change my line spacing and make it less. Okay, so now it takes up less space, but it's still obviously too far down. So we're going to have to play with a couple of things. The first thing is we can make our font smaller. You can do this by a couple of ways. If you click on that box, I can grab one of these corners in the circles and either drag it in or drag it out. You adjust the size. So say I have it smaller, and now I want to grab this box. I'm just going to click on it and move it over. And that could work, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So say when you dragged it over, it was over to the left or the right. while the box is still clicked and the purple is on it, you can come up here to the top right where it says position, click on that, come over to your left and click center. Now it's bringing that text box only into the center of the document. Okay, so what I also might want to do, if you wanted to with this, you could make it smaller again or make the ball smaller. But say I want to make my 2024-2025 smaller. First thing you need to do is, remember when we brought it down, it just kind of automatically brought it down there. We need to let the computer think that it's, or the program think it's a separate line. So I'm going to come right here and click enter. So now my 2024-2025 is a separate line. Now I can highlight this. And now I can come up here to the top, either where it says 33, and just click the minus button. And I'm going to make it smaller. And then out click and see what it looks like. So that would be bad. Now I need to just bring it down. I can either use my arrow buttons to bring it down, or I could grab it and drag it. So now it fits in the space. So that's another way that you can do it. All right, so say I want to change my colors. Say, I don't know, say you wanted to change this to black to match the black in the uniform. When I click on that text box, up here, the A over here where it says text color, if you click on that up or on the left, it's going to bring up different colors. It has my document colors, and then it gives you default colors down here. So say I want to go to black. It's already right there. Change it black. Simple as that. If I want to change Hazelwood Pioneers, the 2024 to black, I just click on the box and click the black. Simple as that. If you ever want to undo something, see this arrow right up here. You just click undo and it would change it back, and you can click as many times and it'll undo that many different things that you have. So you could also change the color of, say, this border that is around the photo frame. When I click on it, again, it's what's highlighted. Right now, you can see if you come up here where it says this circle, border color, if I click on that, it brings up the circles again. Right now, the white is highlighted. I don't know, say I wanted to make it orange. It's bringing up my document colors. There you go. I can change it to orange. Say just randomly, it gives you these default colors, purple. I don't know, just obviously I wouldn't want to make this purple, but just to show you. And if you don't see your exact color, there's a deeper purple. You can, when you click on that, if you come up here to this top left and see this plus sign, it's going to give you different options on different shades. You can just drag it all around until you find the color you like. So for now, I'm going to go back to the white because that is what I think looks best. So you can change that border color as well. You can also change the thickness of your border. Right next to the color up top here is border style. If you click on that, right now the thickness is at a level 7. I could drag it up, make it thinner, etc. I'm going to leave it at 7, but that's how you would adjust that as well. Okay, now the names in the template are probably not going to be the names of your players. Say Samantha was Harper. If I same thing with these text boxes. I want to change this particular text box, so I click in it. Now I can either click in it again. It's going to highlight the whole thing, and then I'm going to just write Harper, and then I'm going to write Chelsea maybe, etc. So I would go through and change them all. Now I've changed the name, but say now that Chelsea is shorter than the other name that was in there, I can do a couple of things. Again, I click on the box. I can use my same circles to drag it and make it a larger or smaller font, or I can come up here to this font plus and minus and click the minus or click the plus. There's lots of different ways that you can do the location. And see this little circular thing? This adjusts the angle. So you can either move it. I want to move it. I'm going to, again, my text box is highlighted. I'm just going to left click on it and I can move it around. So you can adjust that size. Like this Harper, I think should be a little bit larger, but now I want to make it a little bit more centered. Now Canva does something for what I want to call more of a beginner basic. It automatically has some line up measurements in there. Sometimes when you want to get to a fine-tuned detail, you need it to be a little bit out of where Canva is automatically generating it. Say, for example, this Beth, say I was changing it to, you want to use your shorter names over here. Say you were going to, let's see, what's a 5-letter word? A-B-B-E-Y. Okay, so see how it brought the EY down to another line? I'm going to take these horizontal lines right here, bring it out and stretch it so it comes back into a one-line document. I think I realized I typed in an L-Y, A-B-B-E-Y. So now it's clearly too big, so I'm just going to bring it smaller. but now I want it to go up a little bit. I can either use my arrow, or again, I can drag it, or when you want to move it, this plus kind of sign here lets you move it around. And now that might be one where you want to just fine tune it. So if I hold down on my keyboard, my left, my Alt, then it lets me move it freely without having those automated Canva generations in it. So that's one way of moving it around. All right, another thing that you could do is in the template, I have every font a different, every word a different font. You might want, you can keep it that way. You might want to change the font. If you have the free version, you can only use Canva's free fonts. But say I like this particular font, which says Abby. When I click on that, if you come up here to the top left, it brings up Blueberry. That tells me that that particular font name is Blueberry. So if I click on one that's not Blueberry, it brings up what it is. If I click on that box now, it opens up the fonts here on the left-hand side. Now it's bringing me my document fonts, so I see that Blueberry in here. So all I'm going to do is literally click Blueberry. So click on each text box individually, or something that you can do if you want to make it faster is grab that whole area, click on multiple fonts. Up top here, click on the Blueberry, and it automatically changed them all. But now I want to click out of it, because now what happened, Blueberry makes them, the font size, just because of the nature of the font, larger. So clearly this Chelsea is too large. So I'm going to click on that, and I can either just drag it smaller and then bring it more centered. Mackenzie is too big. I can pull it from any of the corners, and then I can drag it in there. So you're going to have to play around with it after you change your different fonts. But that's the fun part about it. You know, everything is just kind of coming in and adjusting to whatever your particular and individual needs are. So that is something that you can do in changing your fonts. I really want to show you also, come back over here, click when you get into the fonts. These do not have a little crown next to it. That means they are free. Sometimes you will come across a font that has a crown next to it if you were just searching for something, and that means it is a pro font and you cannot use that. You can use only the ones that do not have a crown. Okay, so it's looking really good. I want to just show you another thing. So if you'll notice this, like for example, the second template, it's exact same as the one we just did, but I automatically did a presetting of what's called kind of an effect and a rounded font. So some things like in this ball, if you have a longer name, like see how this Mackenzie is kind of rounded? I want to show you how I did that. So if I click on Mackenzie, if you come up here to the top right under this effects, click on effects. On the left-hand side over here, it gives you none and curve. So none, it would be none. I brought it back. But what I had entered is I did click the curve, okay? So when you click that automatically, it's going to bring it to a really, obviously that over here is too far of a curve, but you can play around with, there's pluses, and then if you drag it down, it's going to bring it to the left instead of the right. And you just kind of guess visually, you kind of use your eye how far you want it to go. So now it's curved to the left, and maybe you want to turn it a little bit more and then move it. You can play around with however you like it. So in my templates that I give on this one, this second template has them all with slightly curves in them. Or you could just play with these and do it on your own. Some people like straight, some people might want to curve. I just made it easy and did one of each. Now, down here, it's the same thing. Straight letters, curved letters. The only difference is this, is some people might want an extra pop of color. So I added an extra element behind here, and it's like an extra border behind the photo frame. So to give you an idea, I have a few photos down in here. I'm going to grab this one. Again, you would just drop this in from your uploaded, and I drop it in, and again, I need to adjust it. See how it's cutting off their heads? If I double click the photo, I'm going to drag it down. Much better, right? All right, so this one has the rounded in here again, but now say I want to make this border the blue of their jerseys. I'm going to click on the border, and if I come up top again to my color, right now it's pulling in the other colors, I can come to my the photo colors, it's in there, it brings that navy, and there's a navy. So you can change it around to anything you like with the border colors as well. And again, if I don't like it, I go back. So that's how you can play around with things. I think one of the last things I want to show you is if you see how these different photos, see how this one's really close up. So again, depending on the photo that you have, if I want to take this photo out, I click on it, click delete. And now I'm going to bring my paste, drag it in, and clearly their heads are cut off. So I'm going to drag it down again, just like we have in the other photos, until I see everybody's face. There's a little bit more space on the right, so I could drag that out. You just got to play with the look that you're going for. So if your photo is really close up, you're not going to be able to get their feet and everything in the photos on here. And again, if you need to play with the size of any of these photo borders, you just adjust it with these lines here. And again, if you need to just go back, you would always hit undone. So that is another way of doing that. So say we have this top one here, and it's all ready to go. Oh, actually, I want to show you one more thing that you could do. Say you want to come here and you want to not only have a little gift for the coach, but you want to give every player, or maybe the senior players, a special, photo memory. So what I'm going to come here and do is I'm going to take this one that's done, and if you see this button up here where it says duplicate page, I'm going to click duplicate page because I don't want to mess up the other one. But one option you could do is you could click in this box and write each girl's name individually, share them, print them, or you could just delete that whole text box. And now we have just the information, not with the coach, but I want to fill this extra space. So we just spent all this time making these names properly placed. So I'm going to left click and I'm going to highlight that ball in the text, and I want to group these. See where it says group? I want to group them. So now that means it's put it all together. So I am not going to have to worry about these names losing their place inside of here. So I want to place that one in. Now, one thing you need to watch out for is see how with these particular text box, when I click even centered, the left side actually has more, and I'm going to show you why really quick. If I hit ungroup, you can see that the text box for Harper has brought this outside of the ball line. So in order to avoid that, I'm going to bring my left arrow back in there, and then it didn't change the size of the font, but I'm going to drag it in. So now it is lined up here. So now I'm going to re-highlight that. And you can see that the lines, the square around the ball is right around the ball. So now I'm going to group it again, click my position, click center. Now I'm going to bring it up a little bit. Technically, I could make this ball a little bit bigger because we have more space. Again, hit center. And now if I want to make my school name a little bit bigger, I can bring that bigger and bring it up here. And you could even make your photo a little bit bigger. Just all kinds of options. So now I could print this out as is and give each one of the players these as a memory for the season year, right? Another thing that I wanted to show you is if you need to add more names, for example, maybe your team has 15 players on it, so you need to add more. One of the things that you can do is if you want to keep, like this one has the same fonts in there, the easiest way to really do it is to click on the text box. You're going to duplicate it. So there's another one. We're going to move it over. We're going to make one smaller, move it in there, and then we're going to bring back this one. Or I could have duplicated it after I made them small as well. Maybe you have another one here and you want to change the direction of them. But that's how you're going to add in a new one, and then you're just going to click on it and change the name. Let's add Sophie. So now we have a couple different text names inside the same box. If we want to duplicate another one, we could even fit 3 names in here. Let's do Andy. So you can just keep adding and moving around however many that you need. And one other thing, if you wanted to, say you get your ball done, but you want to play around with this and you want to make sure you don't touch this because you're so nervous, you can actually highlight it like we've done before. And we are going to group it again, and then we're going to right click on it. And see how it says lock here? Drag over here, click lock, and now that means we cannot touch that ball. We can still move everything else, but we cannot touch that ball. So it's not going to move. And then for some reason, if you realize, oh, I need to change a name, just right click when you're in it and click unlock, click out of it, and now you have access to, well, we grouped that. If I wanted to ungroup this whole thing, then I would come in here and do that. So those are just some other things that you can do as well. Okay, so we are ready. We're going to download. You're going to come up here to the top right. I might have this cut off, but this says share. I'm going to click share, And first we need to download our document. You come here, click download. There is an arrow button down here. I only want to click, say, page 1 right now. I'm going to click on my arrow button, deselect, select all, click page 1, click done. Now, how do you want to save it? Okay, and this is going to just depend, and I think the best way is you could always check with your printer. If you're just printing this at home, you can click PNG, probably the best. Say you were doing a really nice print, not even like a photo print, like say you're sending it to Walgreens or something, you can also do a PNG. But say you are doing a nice print poster or paper, you're going to want to choose, if you click on that PNG, a PDF print, okay? And then you can click download here. But for now, we're going to save it as a PNG, and we are going to click download, and now it's saving it to our computer. Simple as that. And then I would just, whatever you're sending it to, you find that document wherever your downloads are, and you're going to send it to your printer. And that is it. There's so many different fun ways that you can do. Any coach would love this, the players, etc. Just gives a really simple, clean, modern way of doing this. I'm going to put the link to where you could purchase this editable link through me. I will have that in the video description. All right, thank you, and disguise the surprise. I'm all about gifting, whether it be for moms and for our kids and teenagers that I have, and all the different ways of going through it through gifts and different downloads. Thank you.